Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not pressed with making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just where I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. It's only 8 a.m. I won't do it for the gram. I know I'm more than a man. At my 2020, whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nice on top of nice, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning all. How are we doing? Morning. Hope we're all well. Hope we're all well in Zoom there. Hope we're all well, guys. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope we're all good. YouTube chat. Hope you guys are good. Hope you also had a good weekend. It is Monday, new week, new opportunity. Let's get it. Let me make sure I'm all systems go. As far as I can see, we look all good. And yeah, it looks good to me. So yeah, let's get it. Love the new video. Thank you. Glad you liked the new video. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. So yeah, let's get into it. So start off with news this week. Let's have a look at news this week. Go ahead and overall have a look at what's going on. Today's pretty clean day, nothing we have to worry about. It's a pretty big week for the GBP because this week we do have CPI, which is inflation, UK inflation. That's not till Wednesday midweek, so we have 2 days worth of price action before we reach there. Tomorrow we do have a bit of unemployment data coming out at around 10 a.m, so we have to keep an eye on that. But after CPI, we're pretty clean for Thursday. And then Friday we have a bit of retail sales. So a little bit, packed with news. And of course we have the big news with the war going on. That is of course a huge threat to random movements in the market, and we have to be a little bit cautious. It's always difficult to trade during these times. The easiest moves to catch during these times are when we have clear trending moves or some heavy volume in the market, similar to what we had on Friday. So we're kind of waiting for those days. And you can see immediately market open very chilled here. No one is really jumping in, no heavy volume. They're kind of like, okay, we know what's going on in the world, we need to take it easy. And if some news comes out, then you're going to basically start to see this trend. And then yeah, we'll take it from there, of course, and have a look at what is going on. And yeah, overall, we'll do the analysis as always. You guys know the drill. We should do the analysis. So let's go ahead and have a look what's going on and plan out the week, plan out the market. So weekly candle here did close bearish here, but at support. Yeah, so we're closing at support, still inside of our range. Nothing too crazy. We spoke about this in the webinar yesterday with the group, and we had a really in-depth discussion about the analysis and the higher time frame positioning, which was very interesting. So that still remains, of course. No new weekly candle has closed, but sitting here at weekly support, although we're bearish, until we start breaking below these support zones, and you guys know the number who are in the group here, then we don't really have a huge opportunity for selling. If we go down to the daily time frame as well, daily did close bearish below this support here, but we're still respecting the bottom of the range. So until we really break below this daily low is where we can start to entertain possible sells. Otherwise, we're just going to keep bouncing off this, and we're kind of in a mixed bias. So with daily closing bearish here, and now we have 2 4-hour candles closing bullish here, especially from the bottom of the range, we can see that mixed bias start to represent itself. So let me see if this weekly support, yeah, weekly support still relevant here. Daily time frame, we're looking okay here. 4-hour resistance, we're going to mark a new one right here as well, just to have this zone right here. This is going to be our 4-hour support, right? So yeah, we do have this resistance up here on the 30, next 4-hour resistance, 1-hour resistance there. Yeah, and that all looks good. So moving down to the 1-hour time frame, we can see we created this support right here. And there is a potential here. This is our previous range. We can see how important the zone has been. This is why I'm leaving it on the chart. We are still reacting. So people ask me, why do you still leave this? We have passed through it 2 times. Look at the wicks. The wicks are still reacting off this zone. We are still seeing heavy reaction. This is not a joke. This is a 15 pip pullback from that zone. 15 pip pullback will put you in a heavy drawdown. And it is a significant pullback. So we need to consider this zone still. More importantly, go back and see this zone, how important it's been. The minute we've closed above this zone, buys have been easy. Check this. Close above, easy buys. This time not, actually did not, but it did give a great push here. So it is definitely high volume above there. And as long as we remain below, it seems to be where we get the majority of kind of our fake outs for upside, to be honest. So I'm watching this zone still. This is going to still be an interesting zone for me to see what ends up happening there. So we obviously have a 30-minute, 15-minute resistance around here that we can mark like that. And that's basically a watch zone. Main target 182. This 1-hour resistance, is it still relevant up here? Yeah, it still is relevant. And yeah, then we're looking to target into these next levels. But above here could make sense for buys, especially breaking the 4-hour high. I'd like to break this 4-hour high. And that would prove that price is holding support here, and we could see some further upside here. And then buys would be an option to tap into this 30-minute zone here, which is going to give us around 13 pips, and then of course to 182, sorry, which is 19 pips, and anything plus. So that is basically what I'm looking at inside of the range. I don't see any options to trade inside the range. This range is 5 pips, nothing really. To sell below here, I do not want to sell into all of this 4-hour mess here. This is all a 4-hour support down here, so selling doesn't really make sense. Even though it looks nice to sell below this weekly support here, you're selling into all 4-hour support. It is an 18 pip range, but if you were to draw another line here at your 4-hour support, you can see that that is bang on in the middle here. So realistically, sells will really come down below these lows here, and even down below these lows, yeah, that's where we do have a clean range, which makes sense for us to fill. So realistically, yeah, sells not till we go down below this low. If we do create structure from here, it is also an option, but really the sells are quite tough because price has tried to break down all since the end of Friday and since Asian session and has failed. We are not at the bottom of the screen. We're not trading down here, showing me that price wants to continue down. Instead, if we read the candles backwards, the 4 hours creating supports after trying to create a resistance. This resistance candle should have given us the downside. On top of that, this is also a gap on my broker down here. This candle has a gap from here to here. So this is not really a zone I want. But this gap has already been filled. Let me just double check and make sure it has. But I remember checking in the morning and it has been filled, that gap. Let's just double check here. Yeah, the gap has been filled. So that is good. We don't have to worry about that. And yeah, we take it from there. We take it from there. So pretty simple plan. You know, potential buys above here, see if we can get into something to continue us up. Now, the only issue I have about buying this week is with the potential of news, flash news coming out. And the problem is, before we get the news, the moves happen in the market. This happened to us last week where there was news came out and the market, it already priced that news in before we knew about it. So the problem with buying GJ, even though it makes sense technically, news can quickly change it like that. And the reason it can quickly change it like that is because if we see any tension happen, we're going to see money go into gold and the yen. And the yen, if the yen gets stronger, obviously GJ goes down. But that's not something we can count on because we have to trade what's in front of us. But it is going to be a factor we have to take in account for potential losses might come even though we are following our plan. There's nothing we can do if some sort of news comes out and pushes the trade in the wrong direction. That would just be you know, unfortunate, of course. And if there's selling options, then of course that would be a lot safer for us, but it's not safe to sell into 4-hour support because, you know, price is going to follow technicals until something comes out. So you can't just go and do that, and it doesn't make sense. So that's GJ, pretty clean markup, pretty clean you know, analysis here. Let's go ahead and look at gold, what we have for gold, and remove these drawings. Amazing push we had on Friday. Let's go have a look at where we're sitting on the weekly here. So weekly, we're sitting up close to our support, I mean our resistance ranges here, and we basically have had a very deep pullback. We still have the gap down here, which proves that, you know, gaps don't have to be filled immediately, right? After we see normally a big push like this, if there's news that continues with the war and we keep seeing news continue, what's going to happen is that gold is going to keep pushing. You know, it was very similar in what happened back here when we had the other war with Russia, and it will be similar price action here, right? So shorting this is not a good idea. I think a lot of people are going to try short this, and I think you're asking yourself for a slap, because at any point this can reverse, especially with the momentum we've seen. Gold will be much more heavily impacted than GJ, and you can see how evident that is, because look at the move on gold on Friday compared to GJ's move. It's completely different. So at the end of the day, trying to short this, calling tops is not going to be a good idea. Yeah, if you're trading 5 minute, 1 minute, all of that stuff, yeah, you could look to you know, mess around with that, but I don't recommend it. What you should be looking is for proper structure. The only time we're going to short this is when we have the full confirmation, and personally I'm not shorting this until the tensions are over, because it doesn't make sense. Any flash news will come and mess up your position, and heavily, you know. So for me, I want to follow the momentum's towards the upside, and I'll look for supports to be continued, to continue up bullish if that's the case, because daily's closing bullish, weekly closing bullish, 4 hours created its first resistance. But after a big push like this, it's not unusual to see this type of action. We can go back and see how we have these. This is exactly the same sort of thing. Big pushes, kind of mess around, everyone's trying to short. You know how many people get messed up trying to short here? They see this 4 hour close, they short. They short in this, they short here, they short here. Then some people get lucky with this, but it just ends up going up anyways. And that's not what we want, right? That's not what we want, to be caught in this stuff. So we could expect something similar here for it to mess around for even up to a week until news comes out. As soon as news comes out, you'll see continuation, and this will take you up back up to 1933, 1932 to retest the 4-hour resistance before anything else happens. That is our target for now, is this resistance. Next resistance we're going to be looking at is the next zone on daily time frame. And yeah, basically where we're sitting at right here, 1933 to be honest, is the next area where we're going to be looking at. And we can basically remove this and move it up to 1933, I think would be fine. Yeah, we are at monthly resistance. We're at all resistances. We're at all resistances. And everyone is going to try sell at all resistances. And until the chart tells you to sell, it's not a good idea to sell. You know, that is my advice here, is to follow the trend until it ends, right? Don't try be smarter than the market. Don't think you're going to retrace this whole move. Yeah, this can pull back, but we need to be very careful. We've only had 2 4-hour candles bearish, and these 2 4-hour candles have not even engulfed this one previous candle. You know, if you measure the size between this 4-hour candle here is 136 pips, and this 4-hour candles here is roughly about the same, but that we're working on 3 candles here. If we're not working on 3 candles, then yeah, you know, you can see that it's not the strongest downside move. We're not at the end of the screen. We're not completely dumping here. So we need to keep that into consideration and take it from there, right? And take it from there. So yeah, personally, I'm not looking to short this. I don't see any value. Yes, potentially below here could short, but I just feel like these are where you're going to get your fake outs. And I think it's very, very risky to be shorting this. But you can try scalp it on lower time frames, yes, to try catch quick shorts. But I'm just not comfortable at the moment. I need at least a daily candle closing bearish before I can feel comfortable to say, okay, at least we created a resistance. As far as we can know, this could just be a market open pullback to continue up during New York today. And if that's the case, then, you know, once we start getting back above these ranges, back above 1920, that's where you can start to entertain upside, especially above. This is also a gap here as well, so we need to keep that in mind as well. So yeah, this could easily retrace down into these levels here to 1913, but you don't know when it's going to reject because you're fighting against momentum. But if you have a daily candle closing bearish on your side, it's a different story, because at that point you have bearish daily momentum, you have a confirmed resistance. Now we're just working. This could easily just end up being a range, right? We could respect somewhere around 1916 and then bounce off that. So it's just very hard to say. What I'd recommend doing is if you're going to sell, don't try sell lows, sell to the lows, because then you can have a target to hit, right? And I think this is a big mistake people make, is that they try sell the lows here. I mean, you know, selling isn't as a tradable option for scalping, but selling the lows here is where you're going to get your retracements. So wait for the retracement. When resistance is formed, sell to this low. Wait for resistance, sell to this. At least that's safer, and you know that if it's breaking this zone, you're going to be wrong quick. But here, you're not really wrong until it breaks all the way up here. But if you do a simple measurement, that's, you know, 25 pips before that happens. So, you know, it would be a lot better to tackle it like that, and that's what I feel would be best. So yeah, that is the analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis and all of that stuff. And yeah, that's exactly that. Bring out the lobster gang. Yes, sir. So yeah, perfect. So if you guys enjoyed the analysis, how much? Almost 500 of us in here. Appreciate everyone showing up as always. If we can do the YouTube business, you know the game. I hate to say it, but I have to say it, man. Get the likes up to 250. Really would appreciate it. Sell at the highs to the lows, and even if you're wrong, bottom wick, create high can be a chance to get out. Yeah, exactly. YouTube business, please. Yeah, we can do the YouTube business, then I don't have to ask, but I still have to ask what to do. Thanks for the analysis. Always. Should I always follow higher time frame sentiment when 15-minute or when I trade 15-minute? Yes, exactly. Always follow higher time frame. Well, that's up to you. I mean, that's personally how I do it, but it's up to you. T-shirt, please. What do you mean by T-shirt? GJ, can we go for long? If we close above the range, there could be potential here for longs. It could look good. See, in 8 minutes here, 8 minutes, we have a 1 hour closing. If the 1 hour can close above the range, obviously gives us probabilities towards upside, and we can see what we can do with it. You know, how big is if we were to run stop loss below the range? Yeah, 16 pips, not bad. You know, you could have a nice management point here. I'll run a little bit wider stops for me, probably 15 pips here, because I do feel like there's no guarantee of volume. We have not seen volume, so we're just relying on that coming in. Have you catch 1,000 viewers, Harry? Couldn't be here in the last week. Looking forward to the webinar. No, not yet, not yet. Hopefully soon, and then we can fire the webinar. Will be good. But we're close, we're close. Would you ever meet up with a fan traveling through your area? Yeah, I would if it's not weird. You know, it depends on the person. Do you only make a trade on during London? Unfortunately, I can't make trades. I can take them, but I can't make it. If I could make it, would be cool, because then I would just make thousands and be rich. But no, at the end of the day, yes, London is my main session. I focus mostly on London, and 90%, well, not 90, around 70% of my trades are taken during London, and that's the session I love to focus. But I do look at New York if I have to, if it looks good, if I need to take a trade. And I just look at it out of interest anyways. But I don't, it's not my primary session. You know? Depends. If New York looks good, if New York looks clean, then I'll also trade New York. You know, I have no issues trading New York. But if I've traded London, I don't have to trade New York. But I'll have a look at it. You know, I'll do my analysis on it just to see how price moves. And just to watch gold and keep in contact with gold. Not keep in contact, but I don't know what the word is. To keep up to date with gold, you know. If GJ crosses 181, can we look for buys? Yeah, that'll probably be the zone where we would look for. If it not crosses, we'd need a close. Gold breaking down? Yeah, it could break down here. I'm not really interested with that. Possible to have quick look at you guys get too excited when gold just pops down a little. It's only moved since we last checked it. Oh yeah, 23 pips, not that bad. Okay, I take it back. It's moved a little bit, but not full tanking. We're not seeing 100 pip move. We're not seeing 100 pip move compared to the move it had up. This is pretty subdued, you know. We expect a pullback after a heavy move up. But I'm not selling lows. I'm not selling lows on this. Let's have a look at Euro USD. NO asked for Euro USD, so we can have a look at it. Start off on the, let me see what we got going on. So daily time frame still stuck in this messy range. We're kind of approaching the bottom of the range again. 4 hours at the bottom of this range here, rejecting off. Yeah, you could have a mixed session here, in my opinion. And I think buys could be an option. Anything closing back above this resistance here. Yeah, back above this resistance, around anything closing above 1.0523, we could see some upside here. Otherwise, for selling, it's quite tough with this small uptrend here. It's very hard to sell at the moment. You probably want to look more for sells from the top of the range, but it's in a tough spot at the moment. Lobster Jeet took a trade here. Let's go have a look what he did. Took sells. A little bit risky, man. I'd recommend being a little bit more careful with these long term. You know, just be careful with these long term, because it could be tough. This could have easily started rejecting towards the upside, but yes, you did luckily get volume in here. Setup made sense 100%, but just long term, trying to fight against this, you don't know where it's going to reject. So if you're happy to take the risk, then it's fine, but setup did make sense. I'm glad it played out for you. Do you sometimes trade NY when London didn't have potential entry? Yes, that is specifically when I would probably look at NY more is when London didn't do much. But if NY doesn't look clean, then I still am not gonna really touch it, right? This just will be a non-trade day for me then. Like, I'm not gonna just force an NY trade because London didn't give me an option, you know? But if NY is moving super clean, yeah, I'll go pop a position, no problem. You know? Do you trade oil? No, I don't trade oil during London. I have looked at oil, but I don't trade it. It's not. My main pair is GJ. That's my main pair. Let's see what ends up happening here on GJ. If we can get a close above. Quite early to take a trade, but if volume comes in now, then we could be okay. If not, then we get screwed. How long until London opens? Basically an hour, right an hour from here. What session indicator do you use? I use a session indicator called CLOCK. Right? Make sure to put the L. If you don't put the L, then you're going to get weird results when you search that. So be sure to put the L. And that's the session indicator I use. Pretty useful indicator. We can use it outside of trading, but the indicator is called CLOCK. I told you not to forget the L, man. But you need the EYES indicator to check the CLOCK indicator. You need, yeah. Bro, been finding your indicator for weeks. Sorry, man. If you know, you know. What do we say, guys? Does this candle close above or does it not? Does not. Okay, that's interesting. A lot of people say it does not. Then it probably does. And then when we want it to close above, it won't. Come on. Your message, I see them. If it does close above, be prepared for the FU candle. I really hope no FU candle, man, because it's going to hit our stops. Right, if we get a close above here, it could be a potential option to look for buys here. Run around a 16 pip stop here. Yeah, let's see what happens if we can get a bottom wick on the next candle. Could be interesting. I do need a top wick on this candle, which we do have. It's not the best bottom wick here. Yeah, that's just ripped open too fast. I need a better bottom wick than this. This is not enough. I don't trust this. Didn't even have enough time to say my name. Especially with the hour open, I would like to see the hour have a bottom wick here. So if we see if we can get a bottom wick and then it reflips. If we get a 5 thunderstorm or something above here would be nice. Or it just goes without us. I've noticed that at this Frankfurt Open, we always don't really get good bottom wick here. It's very interesting, but it always ends up failing. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this fail. Watch. I went long in EJ accidentally. Help. Just close it then. Frankfurt is known for fake out first hour. Yeah, it's sketchy. If it made a bottom wick and flip, then I was happy taking this position, but I didn't even have the chance. Literally opened on my broker, it opened up here. I mean, it did pop up, but by the time you press the button, I would have been triggered maybe somewhere here or here. No way I could have. Unless I entered before the close, like 1 second before it closed, just press buy. So that I get triggered on the close. If it was 15 minute, yeah, 15 minute. If we have an hour, we're okay. But the 1 hour is a little bit sketchy, yeah. Especially on an hour open. You know how we get those very deep 1 hour pullbacks? I don't want to be involved with that. Used to make me stressed out to watch, and now it just makes sense to let it run and wait for the right setup. Yeah, I used to feel like that as well. But you just get to understand that if it's not your move, then you haven't missed anything. We see these moves all the time. The more you show up, you're going to see all these moves all the time. I'd rather take the right move than a move that I'm sitting here guessing, now worrying about a bottom wick being made, and I don't know if I can move to break even and all of that stuff, right? EJ and GJ are so close, just close when you're in some profit. Yeah, exactly. Or just close. Couldn't join on Friday, but I did warn the RSI hinted bearish move on Thursday. We did profit off buys. It doesn't mean, see, this is what I mean. You talked about an RSI. You said the RSI has divergence. It took a day for that to play out. Remember, we're trading a session. We're not trading a whole day, you know? If you teach someone to trade, will he be able to replicate your trades to the T? To the T? Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty straightforward strategy. I mean, he's not going to look at the markets the same way I look at it, because that's almost virtually impossible. You'd have to think the same as me. But definitely going to have the same process, same idea, same TPs, because that's all based on technicals. It's not based on random stuff. Hey Harry, why do you want a bottom wick to be made? Because if I'm in a trade now without a bottom wick, at any time this could be a liquidity grab towards the upside to flip and make a deep bottom wick. Exact same thing we saw last Monday, which resulted in this type of move. When we entered the move early, it resulted in this, right? We saw this candle here opened up. We were in before, but this candle here opened up. It had a bottom wick, but then it did not break the high. So when you don't see it break the high after not making a bottom wick, this could end up being the bottom wick. And then you just get caught in a situation like this. which is very unfortunate to be in, right? We don't want to be caught in a situation like this where it just continues down, which is the same situation that could happen here, because if this was just an upside move to grab liquidity from the upside and now you just see this flip and start to continue down, it sucks to be involved in that, right? At the same time, it also sucks to see your plan play out and then you can't find a way in. But I won't be able to enter here. If I entered, my entry would be here. Because when I looked, when the candle opened, it opened here. Like there was literally no time unless I pressed buy 2 seconds before the candle closed. If I pressed buy 2 seconds before the candle closed, yeah, then maybe I would have got the entry here. But otherwise my entry would have been here, and that's not my plan. Right? So also waiting for a bottom wick allows us to get an accurate entry, because we can enter as soon as it breaks the high and flip. If you're entering just when it open pushes, spread is going to be high and you're going to be triggered up here somewhere. So you intended to enter, now you're entering 2 pips above your entry, which is not really what you want to be doing. Give me a sec, guys, I'll be back. It's a candle you can't really deal with, because what happens is when it opens up, you're going to take, your trade's going to be executed here. If I opened up, said I'm in from here, in that situation. When trading like this, a spread is a big factor to take into consideration. It is a factor, but we don't have to take into consideration more slippages. What we want to take into consideration. So if it was my idea to enter at the break of the high when it flips, I'm going to be entered here anyways with spread, or here, which is fine. But when you're trading on a candle that opens no bottom wick, you're going to be entered somewhere up here. Now the problem is, how do you manage that trade? You have to guarantee take a loss, because you can't go break even because you entered past your plan. And here's the bottom wick, guys, right? So now if you're sitting in the trade, you're asking yourself right now, do I close break even? Does it make sense to hold? Now you're questioning. And remember, your entry is not here. Your entry was up here, because by the time you got slippage happens when there's no bottom wick, because the candle just opens up like that. Right? So you're sitting here now wondering, okay, will this candle flip? So this is what I wanted to avoid, is I want to avoid this situation now. Because this close in 5 minutes might not be the best close here. But now that we create structure, what I would love to see is this 5 minute close like this. The next one, come make a bottom wick, and then a 5 minute close above this high, and then I can trade to these wicks and continue. But not every candle with no bottom wick causes slippage, or do they all? If you have time to enter, depends on the wick. If you watch I wish you could replay it on the broker. If you watch this candle open on your broker, it would have opened, when the second changed, it would have opened where this top wick is. So you're not going to be entered where this top wick is. You're going to be entered 2-3 pips above, 100%. Just try. Go with a 0.01 next time you see no bottom wick, and just press buy exactly. Right? You will see. You'll see what happens. I don't know where you're seeing 4-hour resistance, Claudio. Where's the 4-hour resistance? I do not see any resistance on the 4-hour. Finally a bottom wick? Yeah, there's your bottom wick. Right? And then this moves ends up being a... You don't know what it is now, right? Is this a rejection? Was this a liquidity grab for upside to continue down for the rest of London? Whereas if you made a 4-hour bottom wick first, not 4 hour, if you made an hour bottom wick first, you don't have to worry. You'd expect this to be the continuation. Anything coming back to your entry looks more like a rejection. But now you don't know, right? And now you're guessing, right? So you only had 7-8 pips. Now you have to sit on guesswork. Where's the 4-hour support, guys? I'm not seeing a 4-hour support. This is not relevant. We passed through it. We crossed through it. It's very small. This is not a full support. It's not like this. It's not like this. You know, and we're not reacting off it. Look, we're not reacting off. Even if I were to mark these two zones like this, we're not reacting off it. We closed above it. You know, the reactions are from these wicks here, man. That's where the reactions from these areas here. And the 5-minute is reacting from this resistance here. That's why it closed below. So now if we have anything closing above, could be okay. Yeah, so we concentrate on the wicks. We don't need to look at the 4-hour level, man. It's not directly at the 4-hour level. You know, we can look. If you mark this, we crossed it. It was not. Remember, we had the discussion about adding lines that are not relevant. If you add too many lines, you'll never take a trade. Alright, so if we go look at the 4-hour, this line was not relevant. So you move it up to this line, which is not relevant because we crossed through it twice. Crossed through it once here, no issues. Crossed through it the second time, no issues. Where's was news crossed? This was not news, and this was also not news. This was just during a whole economic event we have. Not economic event, but during a whole thing. So in that case, every candle should be considered news. On your current YouTube video, you're speaking about the wick fill. Does it happen Frankfurt Open like now? Yes, it can happen, but remember, it's mostly from higher time frame closes with a wick. So here this wick is not enough to be filled, right? This you just take at the break of the high. This wick fill is looking more like a rejection. So if this closes like this, it's not looking like the strongest close. This 5-minute close might be interesting here. If it closes above this resistance, it could be like a 50% thunderstorm. But we'll see if it does even close above. I don't think it will, but then we have the next 5. But at least we have a bottom wick now, so we don't have to worry about that. Raising funds to exterminate mosquitoes. What is overpowered strategy? A strategy that you can have consistency over a long period of time is overpowered. Oh man, we might get a close here. Very interesting. Let's see. If we get a close and break the high, this could be interesting. Nah. Close right at resistance. Let me see how this close on my broker. But here it's closed right below resistance. Yeah. And on my broker, yeah, on my broker it closed literally right at the resistance. I don't really trust this move. Well, it doesn't follow my plan because I have nothing closing above resistance here. Even if this continues now, I have nothing closing above resistance. I don't know now, you know, it's not something I can, I'm guessing now. I'm just hoping that volume continues. So close, GJ, you were so close to closing above. But yeah. Interesting price action here for sure. Very weird price action we've seen. Whoa. No news coming out? Well, it's gone to TP, it's come back to entry, it's doing everything. I think possibly buys above this 30-minute resistance will also be good. Right? Since look at the immediate reaction. That's why it's more important. If this close, would you put stops below the 5-minute structure or previous 15? Previous 15 I would have done, yes. Stops would have been... I actually would have put it just back in the range here a little bit. So I would have run stops something like this. Would have taken break of the high, let's say, and the stops back in the range a little bit like this, just to give it room. $50 billion. Because if we measure the stop below the 5-minute structure, it doesn't give you much room to manage, right? This could easily just flip, break the low, and make a 5 pip stop is not really too, I mean, 7 pip stop, not too decent. So we'd want to run it a little bit safer and allow price to retest the top of the range so you don't get stopped out. What's the highest losing streak you had in the last 1 year? Probably in January, 3 trades. It happens, it depends. You know, I've had 3 trades and then 2 break-evens. I wouldn't consider losing streak. I think the worst for me is when you have this situation where it's like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and you're just break-even. It's pretty annoying. Was it emotional stuff or just probabilities? No, all probabilities, man. I had to adjust the strategy slightly in January because we would range, then break out, then range, and then fail the breakout, and then fail the breakout, and then fail the break. So you had to just stop. You know, you had to just buy from inside the range or sell. What do you think of the 50 moving average? I don't have any opinion on the 50 moving average. I think higher time frame moving averages could be useful to see overall trend, but not on lower time frame. I've never had a use for it, right? I've never had a use for it. But yeah. Futures? No, I don't trade futures. If you guys enjoying the stream, be sure to do the YouTube business. I would appreciate it, so I don't have to keep asking. Get the likes up to around 250. Really would appreciate the support. Show me you guys are active, enjoying the stream. You know the drill, part of the game. Nothing we can do. How come you don't trade futures? Because I don't want to. I prefer to trade based on lot sizes and these markets, because futures, you're buying future contracts that have expiry dates and you're basically trying to understand, you know, make money based on that. It's different. Why Forex out of all options? It has the highest liquidity, and with higher liquidity means I can identify more patterns, and it's the most easiest accessible. It's just where I found my edge, and I haven't changed to it. You know, there's no reason to do it. Is my strategy on YouTube? Yes, it is on YouTube. Not only that, I have a full free course on YouTube, right? So if you're a beginner, you'll benefit. Actually, if you're a beginner, you should go to my playlist and you should watch this. Learn to trade correctly, beginner to winner. That's the first place you should go. And then the videos are just full of content. Full of content that can help you. Which session is good to trade GU? What do you think? It has the GBP and the USD. So based on that 2 pieces of information, when do you think it's viable to trade that? Right? How can you use that to your advantage? How long did it take you to get your edge? Probably like 2 years. Lol, Claudio. Yeah, so possibly above. What I would love to see here is this 15-minute candle kind of close bearish here. And then the next one close above this 181.941, which is this 30-minute resistance. We have around 8 pips, 5 pips to here. And then we have this whole range leading up to this next resistance. After we cross the 1 hour is a watch zone. And then we have around 19 pips up to here. Trading in here is very hard to enter. It's nice we have this structure now formed inside of here. So it's not just green candles one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. We have structure in here. So all we want to see is that structure translate to the 15. And then hopefully we can look to get something. Do you trade pre-London session? Yes, I do trade pre-London. I trade Frankfurt Open as well. Yeah. Basically, I try to use the pre-London volume to get in before London and then use that to my advantage in my trades. Is it possible to make a living from trading? Are you already living is the question, right? If you can barely afford to live, then it's not possible to make a living from trading because you don't have money to do so. You need to have the tools in order to make a living from trading, and one of the biggest tools is money. Because you need a big enough account to be able to make a living from trading. Otherwise, you have to spend time growing your account until it reaches a spot where you can make a living from trading. And that will vary from person to person. Some people might need $2,000 a month. Some people might need 10. Some people might need 20. I don't think you need 20. I think 20 is a luxury, not a necessity. But then you need to have savings because you are going to have a month where it might be break even. You will have a month possibly where there's you come out very slightly negative, and you will have big months. So that's how it is. So I blowed my 122 USD and I only left with $34. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. That money is gone. You can't revenge it. And that's your own creation. You're the one who put yourself in that situation and you have to accept it. But instead of sitting there complaining about the money, you should be complaining about how you did that. Why have you blown the money? That's what's more important. Money is your fault for losing that. If you don't have a skill, you are bound to lose. You're basically gambling, and you might as well go into a casino. You don't go to a casino, lose in roulette, and say, oh, I've blown my roulette money. Of course, no, you don't. Because in a casino, you're taking a gamble. It's the same thing. If you don't have a plan in trading, you're taking a gamble. So you have to have a solid plan. Nice thunderstorm on EU. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it did close above that zone. Yes, would be. 5 minutes should close above though. At this point, you wouldn't take the thunderstorm until the 5 closes above. Because it's so close to the 5 minute close. Now it's not looking like it's closing above, so you'd have to wait till the next 5 minute. Or breaking this high, but that's more riskier. I don't want to leave. I want to grow an account. Yeah, but you have to learn the skill first, man. You have to learn the skill. How are you going to grow an account? By just asking for it. You have to do something about it. And the way you're going to do something about it is to learn how did you go wrong, how to improve, have a solid strategy, have a solid plan, and then base your trades off that. Right? Do you trade prop firm or personal account? Always personal account. I would not be doing it as a main source of income on a prop firm. Prop firm would be secondary. You only use it as an opportunity. Can funded account be an option to make money to your own account? Yes, it's a perfect option to do so, and that's exactly what you should use it for. But make sure that you can pass and make money on a funded account before thinking about doing one, right? So what can I do? Set up? Yeah, you have to go and do some work, man. I'd recommend the video you watch is apply all the things from this 4-step strategy. This 4-step strategy, go ahead and watch this and apply everything from here. Check out EJ. What's happening on EJ? You tell me. I want to hear your plan, right? Let's see. What's happening? What's your plan? I can check it out, but I want to hear your plan as well. Let's see what you're thinking about. What's your ideas here? You don't see the 30-minute? Yeah, I think you missed the discussion, Sil. We in the beginning of the stream, I said this was marked from a time before, which was this 30-minute back here. But the reason we've left it on the chart is because we're still reacting from it. See, this wick reacted, that wick reacted. Look at the reaction here, 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 here. It's our range, right? Is Claudio... See, Claudio, look at the difference between you were looking at so focused on that 4-hour zone and my key zone was the 30-minute. Which one was more relevant? Right? Which one was the zone that you really had to... Of course it is. Which one is the one that you really had to keep an eye on, right? And that we knew this information. The reason we knew this information is look at the last time we tapped into the same zone. We had a 15 pip pullback. Now we tap into this zone again. We're having a 12 pip pullback, you see? So that's how we know. Sir, can I copy your trade with 34 account? You're not going to achieve anything with that. What if my trade loses? Then what happens? Do you work? You mean, do I have a separate job? No, I have other businesses. How much leverage do you usually use? I don't concentrate on leverage. I risk 1 to 3% of my account. I'm learning almost every day for the last 8 weeks. Didn't take a single trade yet. Wow, building up confidence in what I'm doing and understanding what I'm doing. Amazing. I'd recommend you start practicing trades on a demo account as well, just to get used to feeling how it is to take trades. But that's good, man. How many hours you willing to sit in front of a computer and wait for setups? In session hours. So I trade 1 to 3 hours, 1 hour before the session and 2 hours after. Then I don't sit at the charts because that's wasting my time. Right? And then I will only look at it at New York again. Yes, but I don't know where this 4-hour level you got from, man. That's what I'm asking. Let's see where it's getting this 4-hour level. Maybe it's this. No. No, it's this one here. But the wick is more important. Because it's not confirmed resistance, right? You have 26 seconds to be right, Claudio. Claudio has 26 seconds. Now 20 seconds to be right. Will his result? Just started trading again with research. First day back, up 3%. When I first tried, I had no knowledge. I had 1 win, multiple losses. My account went negative with 1 trade, made up your losses. Amazing. Do you take trade once, single trade, or do you layer and split? No, I take 1 single trade. Don't really want to layer because my entries are based on volume. And if I layer, I'm going to miss having an opportunity to enter all in my original intended entry. How much money have you made trading Forex? How much money do you have in your bank account, man? What's your name? Where do you live? Tell me all of this. I don't get these questions there. Everyone wants to know every small details, but you can calculate it. Go calculate it. I tell you how much I risk. Go calculate the pips we're making on average per month, and you can have a look at how much I'm roughly making, right? You know I'm risking 1 to 1.5. Go and have a look in the last month on the stream journal, right? And then you can understand what's going on. Right? Just based on stream. Is Forex your main source of incomes, or you have other ventures? Forex is one of my main sources of income, but I do also have other sources of income. Took my first 6 trades on a demo, all in profit around 110 pips, but I don't call it taking real trades. No, man, that's good, man. That's good. Amazing work. If spread is 0.6 and others 2.7, does that mean 0.6 spread can make bigger in profit in less time? Not if the price doesn't move bigger, right? Your price has to move bigger. Okay, let's see what structure we form. We have 5-minute resistance here. This 30-minute zone. The last 3 months I made $9.99. I want to buy a Lambo truck. I think you'll need to 100x that, man. How much money did I lose when I started? When I started trading, I lost around 2,500 bucks, and then I called it. I had to fix something before I lost more. My 15. Yes. Please don't spam. What are your other ventures? Real estate, dividend stock, contract work, all of that stuff. Group. And working on some other projects as well. I don't even think he can afford the toy model of it with that much, man. Pip Labs. Yeah, that's coming soon though. That's not a venture. That doesn't pay me. If that pays me, then I'll consider it. Was this a 15-minute thunderstorm? No, because we have this long wick here. We have this long wick. Euro AUD I'm going to sell. What do you think? Do I have Euro AUD? If I have Euro AUD, I can have a look at it. I don't have Euro AUD here. If it makes sense to sell, then I'm going to trust you. You better let me trust you. Piplas can bring you in. I just hope you won't forget when... Nah, man. It's not like that. Won't forget my fam. Come on now. I just found your stream last month. I didn't know you started streaming 2 years ago. I didn't start streaming 2 years ago. I started streaming around, what has it been, 7 months ago. But I've been posting content for over 2 years. What do you think about Xauusd? Don't think much about it. Have not looked at it. I don't have it on my list here. So I'm not going to search it. If I'm consistent on demo, can I jump straight into a $10,000? I did the same. I was consistent on demo and I jumped into a $25,000 account and I still lost. And I was very consistent on demo, you know. But I lost when I went to a real account because emotions is something I never practiced. And emotions is a huge part of trading. And I only discovered that when I went onto a live account. So that's the difference. Guys, let's get some YouTube business done. Almost 800 in here, but not even 400 likes. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys enjoying the stream, can always feel free to leave a like. Appreciate it. What's the difference of being on your Zoom as opposed to being in here? Right now, the difference is that they're watching without delay. But the main difference is that these guys, they get access to the group, right? They get access to all my exclusive content. We have the weekly webinars. We have... the post-session discussion. So the Zoom continues after the stream, right? The Zoom continues after the stream. And yeah, we're discussing and talking about that. So that's the main thing, is when the stream ends, this Zoom still continues. See what we got going on. 4 minutes till this close. I need to wait 4 minutes here till this candle closes before I can think about doing anything. Hopefully this doesn't push too much without us. 4 minutes is a while though, guys. you have to accept if this just goes, but we need the close above this 30. Right? You have to be okay with it just going. We can't be upset. Hey bro, just to clarify, if we close above 0.940 on the 30, I know you mentioned you'd look at buys. Wouldn't that be coming a little bit onto traffic? Yeah, but we can use that as a watch zone. So we try to get up into this area here, and then we'd say, okay, if we start rejecting, we go break even. But any close above here should be okay. Even this now 15 breaking the high. So if we get a 5 close above here, that should be also enough, because we basically have some form of setup. 3 previous 30 is closing bullish. Previous 1 hour is also closing bullish. It's all supporting our trade. Because if we don't take this next option here, then the next option is going to be in the 15-minute, right? So we have to wait for this 15-minute close here, which personally I'd prefer, but if there's volume in the market here, then we have to utilize getting in above. I knew in my trading journey was going to be rough when I was getting super emotional about demo losses. Actually, no, that's way better, because then you don't have that crazy transition when you go to a live. It's actually much better, because you can get you're emotional to the trade, not to the money. I was emotional to the money when I started. Heard today on a podcast, reprop firms, most consistent prop traders get payouts taken between 3 to 10 trades per month. There we go. That's super cool. This is what someone said in our group, that an interesting statistics here, the most profitable, consistent prop firm traders get payouts, and the ones who get payouts take only 3 to 10 trades per month. This is the exact point I'm saying. Consistency is about quality, not quantity, right? 3 to trade 10 trades a month. 3 trades a month is not even 1 trade a week. And I agree with that. Do I join via Discord? No, at the moment the group is closed. You'll have to wait until it opens again. So the spots is closed. You will join through the website when spots open, but at the moment we are closed because, yeah, it's not open at the moment. I like to control how many people join at once so that I can get to know everyone, and everyone has like an introduction in the beginning. I rather people come in the beginning of the month. They can all be introduced together, and we can make sure everyone's guided in the right direction. And I don't want it to people just to be left out and crowded and stuff like that. And also to make sure that the people coming in, I like it. I like them. So yeah, that will open soon. Not soon. It will open actually not soon. You have to wait till almost next month. Look at gold. Yeah, gold is still popping down here. I'm personally not interested in selling gold, but you know, sells can make sense. Breaking lows here, you know, especially breaking this low can make sense. I'm just not comfortable doing so. For me, I'm locked in on GJ, and I'm trying to look at these buys potentially with price closing above here in 30 seconds. If we can get a close above 941 in 27 seconds, I'll be interested. If not, I'm happy to wait for the 15 here in 5 minutes. But then remember, they want us to fail, which means they do the opposite, like me, 100 trades per day. Alright, 5 minute did not close above here, so gonna wait for the 15-minute close. Then we can be in before London Open. What's stop looking like if we were to close somewhere around here? I'll probably run it around 13 pips here. 5 pips to here, 7 pips, 10 pips, then max target 18 pips. What amount of money do you need to start trading Forex consistently? It depends on how much you need to earn, right? 1 to 3% of your account balance, you know. If you're happy to risk $200 per trade, then you need to make sure to have an account that can handle, 3%, especially when you're learning, Gold outlook. We did gold in the beginning of the stream. As I said, it could pull back now, but I'm not interested in any pullbacks. I want more information on gold before looking for any possible buys or sells. There's a gap down on Dixie from yesterday between, yeah, I believe you. Possibly is a gap. Yes, there is a gap down here on Dixie. $50-minute candle will close above resistance. If it does, then we'll have a potential opportunity here. Even if it doesn't, this will be a 5-minute thunderstorm as well. So breaking the high could be an immediate option here. But it would be better if we could get a close above. We have 2 minutes. Let's see what happens in 2 minutes here. Oh, damn. That was a quick flip. Yeah, maybe it just pushes without us. I don't want it closing any deeper than this, actually. Any deeper than this, I don't have any space to get to break even. Like, that's even 3 pips now. $15-minute setup 3. This to be considered a real setup 3, the wick is too long. No, the wick is too long for a real setup 3. But it does follow the same idea. Let's see how this candle closes here. I don't want it to push much more, to be honest. I want it to just stop kind of exactly where it is. Any more of a push makes it very, very hard to get in. Oh, damn. Yeah, this is just pushing without us now. Yeah, I don't think I can buy the highs like this. This is not giving me enough space, guys. This would just be forcing it. Yeah, there's nothing much I can do here. If you want to buy the highs, you buy the highs. But for me, it's pushing too deep here. I'm not going to just stop buying the highs now. Nothing I can do. Wait for the 30-minute close next. Yeah, I also have no top wick on my broker. We could easily get a nice 15-minute setup 3. We could get the 30-minute wick fill as well. There will be options. But ripping it right here. For what? 3 pips? It's, I don't need to do that. Volume times X push. Not really, man. We've only pushed around 15 pips. Yeah, 14 pips. So not really. Actually, till now, around 12 pips. So not really a big push we've had, no. Even though it looks like it, but it's only been 14 pips. VTXP is normally when we push like a good 30 pips or something. Is the length of a wick percentage of a candle or amount of pips when you say wick is too long? No, just setup 3, we want a small wick. It's just part of the setup plan. Because otherwise this ends up being a rejection wick, especially when the wick is coming from a zone that we were looking for rejection. One hour candle, no bottom wick. Can it be changed? Why caps, man? You okay? Everything okay with you, man? Damn. Full aggressive in chat, shouting at me. Relax, relax. 1 hour has a bottom wick. Can you explain on what bias did you draw the above? I do not see a resistance. Which one? The 182 is just a key level. Good buy for what's bias? Bullish? Yeah, then it makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense. What is this? What time frame is this, Lavjeet? 15 minute? Even look, you know, from the bottom of the range, you get some sort of change of structure. You can look to, yeah, you know, measure this range from here to here. You have these clean candles. Instead of buying above here, look to buy 2 here. What's binary trading? I think it's a form of gambling, in my opinion. As far as I've looked into it, looks like a form of gambling. Jaden, you're always full margin. Why not in here? Because it's close too deep, man. I have no range to trade. I'm gambling that price will push. Look, to get a profitable trade here, I needed to push very heavy in 15 pips here. And it's closed deep. It's closed deep. There's nothing I can do. I don't have anywhere to manage the trade. I'm just begging that it doesn't reject. And if it does reject, I can't manage it. I have to let it hit full stop loss. Because that's really where I'm wrong in this trade. Due to time issues, I can only trade NY. Which pair do you recommend? Whichever pair that you like. UJ, you can have a look at UJ, see how that looks. Gold, you can have a look at GU, you can have a look at GJ as well. Also moves sometimes nice during NY, you know, all of those. Give me a sec, guys. Ricky, GJ, what's Ricky? I'd pick GJ all the way, man. Oh, his name. Oh, yeah, sorry. What's gold? Still pushing down? Yeah, this just pushed down here. Setup number 3 on the 15. No top wick though. Be very careful. Could flip anytime. What would you be looking on GJ right now? Pullbacks to continue, right? Pullbacks to continue. Closes above the 1 hour resistances. Just anyway, even like a 15-minute. If this closes bearish and the next 15-minute closes above here, that gives me an option to tap into 1 hour resistance because we wouldn't be rejecting. This is the reaction we're having now on these wicks. We know there'll be a reaction anywhere here. Then we don't have to really worry about this if the reaction has already happened. Stuff like that. You know? Check out your plan on Discord, of course, man. Post it in. Is this your plan, your GU plan? Alright, let's have a look. Look for buys above here. Yeah, that looks good, man. What's bearish on GU? 15-minute, close above the 4 hour. Yeah, you want it to get above the 4 hour. I think it's sensible to wait above the 4 hour. Yeah. Just watch this level here as well, right? If it just pushes through here, you can always wait for above here, which would be another safer option. So you have multiple options, but plan makes sense. Where would I look for longs on gold? I can't consider to long gold until supports are created. So it all depends on where supports are created. Except for GJ, tell us your 2 other favorite pairs. GJ and GJ. Suggestion, broker will provide 100 leverage. Depends on where you're in, right? Depends where you're in. I mean, where you live, sorry, not where you're in. You know? Interesting flip here. Tap that 182 now. See if it's an issue for GJ or if it's easy to push through. I can see a Lambo truck coming. GJ, don't disappoint me. How many wins do you have on live trading so far? You can see the stats down below here. What are we running? We're running 37 wins and 8 losses. So, mashallah, very good. I'm happy with that. You know, solid. That can change though. That can change. We can add more wins. There could be more losses, more break-evens. You never know. You can't complain. You just have to follow your plan. And from following my plan, I was able to achieve those results. So I'll still follow my plan no matter what happens. It doesn't change anything for me. When London opened? Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, that 5-minute close below. You're in a short. I would be careful shorting GJ right now. Nothing makes sense to really short at the moment. So I'd definitely be careful doing so. 30 pips not bad. Yeah, that's basically the daily range we have, right? 30 pip max range until price has to make a decision up here. So trying to find in a way before that, right? That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm trying to plan here. How can I get in before that happens? Not big ranges. They're not big ranges. Yeah, this might be a day where GG just keeps pushing through and not give me an entry option, which is totally fine for me. I'm fortunate. I don't really see any viable way in here. Of course, in hindsight trading, everything is an easy entry. This was an easy entry. That was an easy entry. That was easy. But in real life, it's not as easy as that. Do you trade funded account? No, I don't. Just made my 500 for the night. Now we go to sleep. Nice. Do you think scalping on funded accounts is a bad idea? It could be hard. Not scalp. I mean, depends what you consider scalping. What I consider the way I trade is not. It is kind of scalping, but if we're talking about really lower time frame scalping, like 1 minute and stuff like this, then yeah, it can be tough with spread. All right, London Open here in 20 seconds. It's tapped that 1 hour resistance now, so hopefully we can create some sort of resistance here and then close above later, which will give me an option to take buys. Ripping the highs here, yes, it could play out, but I'm not buying tops. Let her rip. We'll see. Here we go. I wonder if that has a bottom wick on broker. No, no bottom wick on broker. High chance here it makes a bottom wick. We'll see. No, 15 minutes perfectly fine for funded. What's your bias? You looking to buy on a pullback or breakout? Probably now, both I'm happy with, but I need resistance form. So this resistance it's creating now is perfect. If we can get a close above, will be interesting for buys. And if we get a pullback, I can look to buy back up to the highs. I'm learning a lot of your stream, especially on patience. Yes, that's a big skill. You know, it's not about the quantity of trades, about the quality, and that's what's going to pay you long term, you know. Especially, you know, I'm actively here trying to find an entry. It's not like I'm not. It's just I want to find something that makes sense, something that I have a high chance to win, not that I'm going to guess. If you guys enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you're new to the stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are benefiting and hope you're enjoying the content. Be sure to check out the channel as well. There's plenty of content on here that I make the effort to put out. This is really, I really put effort into making this content, making sure that topics are very, very, very well discussed. So make sure to check them out. You know, leave a subscribe. Almost at 30K, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So appreciate the support, guys. You know the drill. And yeah. What currency pair is this? This is GJ. Close partials on gold. Nice. Yeah, gold should still be melting here. Yeah. Tap the daily support right now. Kind of target. How big was this setup 3 here? Yeah, 40 pip move. Very decent moves here. Very decent moves indeed. Not my move though. But yeah, definitely as mentioned, there is options for sells. Just depends on what's your risk appetite, right? With all of the news, I don't want to get caught in some random stuff. But after such a push on Friday, we could see a bit of a cool off, which is what we're basically seeing here. And we'll see what that ends up being into, what that ends up turning into, whether support or whether this is a whole reversal. Waiting for closure above 1 hour and 15, and then if it closes, we get, yeah, basically, if this 15 can close bearish and the next one close above, would be even better. That would be a cleaner setup. I have 261k subscriber YouTube channel account. I can sell you, sir. I don't want to buy a YouTube account. I don't buy it for subscribers. It's not really, will be useful to me. A plus that would be? Yes. Yeah, I think this is a day where GJ just keeps pushing, man. It's not giving me any options to get in. Normally when this happens, I just leave the charts, come back once every 15 minutes because that's what I'm going to make decisions on. You know, because there's nothing you can do. What are we waiting for? At the moment, nothing, to be honest. We're not waiting for anything. There's not much going on. Not much I can do. There's a lot going on, but not much I can do. Hindsight trading, this would look like an easy option, but we know what happened here when we wanted to take the trade. This would look like an easy option, but we know exactly what happened here as well. So realistically looking at what are my options today to get in, I would have to force the 5 minute. Where would I force the 5 minute? Nothing here. Maybe this close here. How close is that to resistance to force this? 3 pips? I mean, come on. After a rejection as well? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. We're at 15 minute supply. Yeah, we're at this 1 hour resistance here. So this is why we have to wait for either a resistance to be formed and then something to close above, or pullbacks to continue bullish. Bit of patience now, actually. Nothing much we can do at the moment. Don't force yourself just to trade. Yeah, that's absolutely correct, man. I'm just looking back to see myself Is there anything I missed today? And all the options that I saw, they did play out, but none of them realistically were viable to follow a plan that I could see consistency long term in. Just because they worked out today doesn't mean that they work out tomorrow. I mean, all of them were valid options. The only real valid option was this one right here. You run around a 15 pip stop, but you know, you're only targeting 6 pips here. And you'd have to go realistically break even right now, which probably this wick on the 1 hour open would have tapped you break even, especially with what we've been seeing with the 1 hour open every London. You guys remember? London open 1 hour has been nasty when it respects the highs. So probably that would have been the case there. And now it's just ranging. And then with the earlier option, the best option today was this close. This was really what I was looking forward to. And I didn't get an entry, unfortunately. Even if I looked to buy the retest on 1 minute was hard. It's tough. Do you have lesson on how to use TradingView and draw lines? Yeah, I think the full beginner Forex course will help you with that. Check out the full beginner Forex course, will help you. Right, full Forex course here on my YouTube channel, that will help you a lot. If GJ form resistance, can we sell? I don't agree with that. I think it's risky. I do understand, like, you know, we are overall, but after we see this change of structure from the downside, I'd be more interested in buying and looking for any opportunity to continue these buys. But I can see why you're looking at that, and I'm glad you wanted to wait for resistance first. But I still think it's early. Is GJ the only pair you want to trade today? Yes, and tomorrow and the day after. It's because that is my main pair. That's the pair I stick to, and that is the pair I enjoy to trade. A lot of this is also what do you enjoy to trade. This is a job, and I have to make sure I enjoy my job so that it's long term. Oh, you did take this one from the bottom of the range? There you go, man. Isn't that a nipple wick there? Yeah, breaking that high. Nice. No nipple wick. Yeah, just be careful. Luckily you had volume on your side, but idea made sense, right? We discussed it from the bottom of the range to the top. Go ahead, Antonio, please enlighten me. That's oil, Matthew. I took a trade at 181,684 TP at 181,800. Stop loss 615, 684. Bit early. Oh, if you're trading at this time, this is 4 a.m. my time. 4 a.m. my time. I'm sleeping. I'm not looking at the charts at this time. So yeah. But good. Glad it played out for you. Hopefully you can replicate that over time. The setups that you mentioned, do you have a video on that? Yes, I do. It's called the top 3 price action entries in my Forex strategy. You can check that out. Make sure you guys watch the most recent video. I do a vlog style here. Did you guys like the vlog style? They do take extra effort to make, so I can't do them every week. But yeah. Thanks, Adriano. Uh-oh, waiting for this picture to load. Burnt a mosquito, huh? That's what he's doing. Obviously, he's trading very harsh today. He's going hard at the markets. Best video yet? Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Need London roadman to take this to Marina's Trench. How do you see binary options? How do I see them? I see them as gambling, I think. Based on what the small research I've done into it, it seems like mainly a gamble to me. Would you ever consider streaming on Twitch? You'd get a good amount of views. Most people are actually on YouTube for trading. Twitch doesn't have a trading community, so it wouldn't do too well. And I like to keep it all on one thing. Is it good to trade multiple or single pair? Personally, I found most success in a single pair, not multiple pairs. And if you're complaining that it's not enough money, then you just risk more on that single pair. My analysis of gold at the moment, it reached the daily support. We're bouncing off it. If this thing starts to retrace and create change of structure, you could see some more upside here. If we start to get below 1905, we could see a deeper retracement happen here. You know? Hoping to see you spin. They wouldn't allow me, man. I was like, we had the e-tron and the S5. And they wouldn't allow. I'm like, can I record? They're like, sorry, we can't record. You need a media team package. I'm like, I'm not some media team, you know? So they had a separate session for media team. And I'm like, I'm not media team. But anyways. Can I join the community for free and good trader someday? Yeah, you can join the free Discord, man. That's why it's free. You're welcome to do whatever you want. I can't control that. That is your choice. What time zone am I in? I think UTC +4, which is Dubai time zone. That's why he said Porsche is better than Audi. Had enough of Audi. Nah, man. Audi's it's a good brand, but Porsche is like a pure track. I mean, if you're talking about track, you can't compare Audis on track to Porsche. There's no comparison to be made. I was wondering about the track. What were you wondering about? Yeah, I couldn't record on the track, unfortunately. I did ask. Apparently, you needed to have... There's some rules, right? R8 drives good. It's useless for track, though. Mid-base engine, full understeer. Favorite car? Porsches. GT series. Anyways, guys, price is ranging right now. It's probably going to take another 15 minutes before a setup. I'm going to leave you with the plan, and then I'm basically going to wait for the plan and get on with the Zoom call here. So anything closing back above 182.058, I think we could have opportunity to test into these highs and potentially continue. Otherwise, I'm looking for pullbacks down to create support to continue up bullish. That would be the next option I have for buys here. Unless if it forms a range would be nice, and then we get a close outside the range will be nice options to take buys. Otherwise, we have to wait and be patient. This might be the end of the move. We will definitely have to see what's going on with the chart here and make a decision based on that. But I'm not taking it just on... If this candle starts pushing here, I'm just going to keep missing the move because I need closures. I need to trade based off closures, and nothing is closing above here. So until something closes above here is when I'm going to look for possible continuation here. Otherwise, I'm going to sit and wait until I see any options here. And this is how it is sometimes, guys. We didn't push massively. We've had overall in the whole London session around a 22 pip push. So it's not the biggest push here. Nothing that we have to have FOMO over. And now we still wait. It's not over. We still have a couple of hours to trade, and we'll take it based on that. But overall, we have to be patient in this times. For me, there was no potential entry. We sat and watched exactly why that happened. And yeah, I appreciate everyone showing up to the stream as always. Hope to catch you on future streams. We'll wrap it up here. If you guys do take the trades we discuss, definitely let me know. And yeah, that's exactly how it is. We'll see what ends up happening with gold towards New York, if that ends up retracing or not, right? So yeah, we'll take it like that, and appreciate everyone showing up to stream. With that being said, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.